Hello, everybody! Welcome to the Sunday stream. How are you guys? I am apparently fatter.
Hello.
Dubs, how's it going, man?
Hello.
Thank you so much. I literally just did them. And I'm realizing I'm not great at it.
Hey, Sirius.
We're not doing it today. If you're gonna ask. We're not doing it today.
I found your drink for the ramen noodles. Show.
Alright, what's the drink? Okay, it looks, you guys are gonna give me shit. It looks fine on camera. DM me the link, like, on Facebook or something. Yeah.
WTF. XD.
Okay, they look alright on stream, because I have a low-quality camera and I'm far away from it, but you can also see, like, the mistakes where I kind of got it everywhere. And I'll be honest, I did it while I was shitting, and then didn't think about the after fact. Of, you know...
And shut up, it looks gorgeous.
Listen!
Also,
I didn't think about the wiping! I didn't think about the wiping part.
Picasso.
So, clearly, like, I'm not back there, but there's, like, a small chance that I also painted my butthole blue. Alright, let's see what you sent.
I knew voice thing is awesome NGL. Well, I got a song stuck in my head, so.
There you go. Is it a good song? If this is the ranch soda... Yep, I know exactly what that is. Fuck you, Kayla. I know exactly what that is. I have had that soda before. It's Lester's... It's Lester's Fixins, like Good Fixins or something like that. It's a ranch flavored soda. I've had it before. I'm not quite sure what it would take for me to do it again.
You fucking madman.
Listen. It was there! It was there! I was in college! It was D&D night! How was I not going to? I also had the corn one. I had the hot wings one. I had the peanut butter and jelly. I had let's take a look.
The weird thing.
Yeah. As you will likely come to see on this channel in the future. I fucking... What did you just ask me? Listen. It was a decade ago.
No idea why.
So, okay, we need to introduce... Oh, it's by Rocket Fizz. Of fucking course it is. Alright. I need to explain a couple things. Let's set up the story a little bit. Oh. I mean, that's a good enough song to get stuck in your head. A 90s boy band song? There's worse. There's worse. Alright, right, I gotta reset this shit. Okay.
At Wawaswarwarum cringy ASF.
It's... No! Backstreet... wait, I forgot. Is I Want It That Way... Is that Backstreet Boys or is that NSYNC? I cannot remember. Either way, that's the... They're not cringe! Anna! What are you doing? They must have been big in Russia, too. No shot you don't like Backstreet Boys or NSYNC. You gotta be young. Or maybe I'm just old. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Alright, so, story time. There is this company called Rocket Fizz. They have stores that specialize in vintage and hard-to-find candy and soda. Nothing... Well, I won't say nothing, but they don't really do, like, the major brands. Yes, it's... Listen, okay. You guys are spicy today. You're going the right way for a TTS turnoff, all right? Now let me get through the story. Let me land, all right?
Because this one is impossible to get rid of.
That's very true. It can overstay its welcome. Now, this place called Rocket Fizz. I specialize in weird and hard to find stuff. Hold on, I need to fix this thing. They specialize in weird, hard to find, like, soda and candy, alright? There existed one. That's a weird way of saying that.
Is Link Soki here? YouTube only know SUS things.
Yeah, I don't have links active in chat, as a precaution against, spamming, and bots and things of that nature. If you wish to share a link for stream, we have a Discord that you can go and join, and it has a channel there where you can post links. You can post it there. I'll see the notification and we can check it out. So there was a Rocket Fizz in the city where I went to college for a couple years, and my group of friends and I would often visit it, usually at least like once a week for like a semester or two, normally on our D&D nights. Yeah, link for it is in the about section on the channel. So we'd go to Rocket Fizz every week and pick up some stuff for game, right? Everyone else would choose the normal shit. I would always go to the weird sections, because they had a deal where you can, like all of the soda there were, like, glass bottles. And they had a deal where you can, like, make your own six-pack for, like, $10. It's a good deal.
OMG, it's the leaf.
Hi, Gumber. I can see you pay attention.
At Gumberpeel, bruh.
I would always get these, because this is who I am, alright? I see this sort of shit, I see this weird stuff. This is even why I agreed to Kayla's dub fucking request in the first place, is I am fine trying new shit.
Guy.
And so this is the shit I would always go for.
Wow, it's not dumb. At Anime Kinkova, how's
it is.
Going?
It is.
I'm gonna make a TikTok to show you how to make it.
Great. Fantastic. Well, if I make it wrong, remember the agreement is that if I make it wrong and I find it disgusting, you will then have the opportunity to come down and make it for me to do it the correct way. Anyways, this is the type of guy I am. I like trying new things, even if it sounds weird. I don't care, because you never know. Someone at some point liked it, so who am I to judge, right? You'll never know unless you try. So I would always go for this shit. Rocket Fizz has a line of sodas under this name. It's like Lester's Fixins, and they do weird flavored sodas. And I've tried almost everything on this page. I've tried their bacon soda. I've tried the buffalo wing soda. I've tried the coffee, the cucumber, the mustard, peanut butter and jelly, pumpkin pie, ranch, and sweet corn. Basically, the only ones I haven't tried were the maple syrup, the other 2 flavors of bacon, and the pickle soda.
Just one.
Hi,
not you.
Yes, you are correct. Out of all of these, the best, for sure, like legitimately, that if possible for me now, I would continue to drink, would have been the peanut butter and jelly. It was so fucking good. I actually can't remember if I had the pumpkin pie or not. I would try that in an instant because I love pumpkin pie, but I can't remember if they had it or if it was out at the time or whatever. It's really good. Actually, the next time you come into town, I can't remember if they have it specifically, but there's a candy store in the mall here that does sell Lester's Fixins. So you may be able to pick up some weird shit. And maybe see if they have it. Or call ahead, and if they don't, order it.
Eyes.
So let's break this down a little bit, okay? Bacon soda, fucking disgusting. I'll preface that by saying I'm not the biggest fan of bacon, and I know how big fucking bacon is for everybody, but like it's okay at best for me. I usually don't go for it. It's just okay. But the soda itself just tasted burnt. Like, it didn't taste like bacon at all. If you've ever had anything bacon flavored, you know that, like, nothing comes close to, like, the real thing, right? Like, it basically just tastes like liquid smoke, which is disgusting to begin with. So, didn't like the bacon. Like I said, haven't tried bacon with chocolate or bacon with maple syrup. I would imagine they are also disgusting. Buffalo wing soda was disgusting too, as you would likely imagine. I don't know.
Have high standards of bacon. I'm deactivating Twitch, unfollowing, and removing all social media.
I know. I understand. I expect to lose the good grace of a lot of my community by putting that opinion out there. It's understandable. We had a good run, Gumber. We had a good run. It was a pleasure meeting you. Come back when I'm affiliate and sub. Buffalo wing soda was disgusting. I don't know who's making these sodas, but it's very clear they've never eaten a chicken wing before. The coffee soda, it wasn't disgusting. It wasn't. I don't know if I would like. Let's say they had like a soda machine with all of these where you could just like go and get a cup. I don't know. Well, I'll put it this way: if these were my options, coffee would definitely be on the list of ones I would go for. I remember it not being disgusting. I think I remember my general opinion of it was basically, okay. It wasn't disgusting, which puts it leaps and bounds above a lot of these other ones, right? The cucumber soda was actually very good. Granted, I'm weeaboo as fuck. So I've had cucumber soda before. I've had melon-flavored sodas before from, like, Japanese stores. And I like cucumber soda, and I feel like the Lester Fixins ones did it okay. Like I said, didn't try the maple syrup one. Tried the mustard one. It was disgusting. It was carbonated mustard. What else, what more can I say about that? Again, we already covered the PB&J. Best thing they've ever made. It's so fucking good. It's so goddamn good. I loved it so much. Haven't done the pickle one. Can't remember the pumpkin pie. I'm sure I would love it. I've repeatedly said my opinions on the ranch dressing soda. It's fucking disgusting. It's likely, literally, the worst thing I've ever drank. That was intended to be a drink. That was actually, like, intended for human consumption. Anytime someone asks, like, worst thing I've ever had, the ranch dressing soda always comes up. That being said, I would do it for stream. Keep in mind, guys, a lot of the food, drink sort of things that I do for stream have to be relatively few and far between, and I can't do a lot of it. Like, I wouldn't be able to chug the bottle of this. I've said it before on stream, and those who know me know, but I do have type 2 diabetes, so I can't consume a lot of sugar. I have to keep it very low, and I have to be careful. And that, you know, that ties into a lot of food stuff. So I've looked at these since my diagnosis, and yeah, like, one of the bottles of these is like 45 grams of sugar. So, like, it's a sip at best, but believe me, that's all I would do. I left sweet corn for last because not only is it last on the page, and I was just kind of going in order, I keep it for last because my opinion on it is a little controversial. Which would likely already raise, like, some red flags for you guys, right? I tried the sweet corn soda.
Not me looking at my soda in horror.
It wasn't bad, like, at all. Like I would drink it. Hear me out. I'm not gonna say that I go nuts for corn. I really don't. That is no exaggeration. I'm...
You don't look convincing.
Listen to me! Corn's fine. It's not like I always have some in the house. I honestly can't even remember the last time I had some. Well, that isn't true. I had some, like, a week or two ago. But that was a very specific thing. You know, I'm not looking forward to summertime so I can, you know, shuck some corn and have some corn on the cob. But I would say that corn is one of my favorite vegetables. Like, I will never turn down corn, I'll say that. I like the taste. I love creamed corn. My dad liked it a lot as well growing up, so often, like, a lot of my meals growing up were traditional American. It was meat, potatoes, and some sort of vegetable. And often, that would be a combination of mashed potatoes and, like, creamed corn. Or just, you know, like, corn in general. And most of the times when we had dinners like that, I would mix the two. Like, on my plate, I would mix up my corn and my mashed potatoes and eat it that way. I was basically doing that KFC bowl thing way before it was a thing.
Come get your chicken taters and sweet corn, kids.
I mean, yeah. All three of those things. I love them. I love chicken. I love mashed taters. And I love me some sweet corn. So, you know, like I said, I am a fan of corn, but I am not a devotee of corn, right? Like I said, I don't, like, have to have it in the house. I don't eat it all the time, but I will eat it almost every time I'm presented with it. Great. So all of that being said, I'm essentially giving you the baseline that I like the taste of corn. Then I was presented with a soda that tastes like corn. And guys, I liked it. I kind of liked it. Now here's the thing. Let's go back to that fountain that soda fountain situation. It's a soda fountain specifically of Lester's Fixins flavors, right? I'm gonna go for the peanut butter and jelly, for sure. Depending on what I'm eating, if these are my choices, I may go for the corn. Not gonna lie. I may go for the corn. I don't know if that's weird. I don't know if that's strange. I don't know if that makes you guys upset with me. But I'm being honest. I've always said that's what this stream... I will never outright lie to you guys on this stream, right? I'm very open about the type of human I am. And I'm the type of human who would drink some sweet corn soda with his dinner, depending on what it is. Now, again, that isn't a possibility for me anymore. But goddamn, if they come out with a diet version of Lester's Fixin' sodas with 0 sugar, whoo, your boy's in trouble. I'ma be in trouble.
Drink sweet corn while eating sweet corn.
I wouldn't do that. That would be too much for me. That would be too much for me. That would be doubling down, and that would just be adding too much corn to the situation, right? That's too much corn. There is such a thing. If there's one lesson that you guys can learn from me and take away from stream, let it be this. There is such a thing as too much corn. I would know. I grew up literally surrounded by the stuff. So, there's that. How are you guys doing today? Anna, you asked me how my trip was. I didn't answer you because I wasn't on stream yet, but also because I'm saving the answer, because that's I got my notepad of talking points, and it's most of them. My trip yesterday is most of my little talking points here. So if you weren't here yesterday, which I'm pretty sure everybody that is here right now was, you know that I streamed a little earlier yesterday and for a short while because I went on a day trip with my partner Mana to a location. Oh, I kind of have to say. I kind of have to... Have you guys seen that fucking fake mouth that they made talk? I'm getting distracted here, but... Hey, ADHD stream. 100% legitimately, I think I do have it, but I obviously do not have a diagnosis of it yet, and that is also why I don't have a tag for it on my stream, because I don't want to offend anybody, especially if it, you know, turns out I don't have it. When you ask her where she wants to go for dinner, am I right, boys?
Is that a flashlight? That looks like something else.
Who the fuck said that? I know that, guys. I'm not stupid. I know what it looks like. I know what those scientists in that lab use it for when the cameras are off and everyone else has gone home for the evening. We're not stupid. We know what they're doing. Why the fuck was I talking about that again? Oh, because I was stuttering and I sounded like that mouth. And I wanted to prove a point. The trip yesterday was a lot of fun.
Is that why it was dripping saliva?
You need to calm down. you need to come down there, Gumber. Yeah, slow your roll. Trip yesterday was fun. The first half. Driving down there was fun. Mana and I had a nice couple talks together. Or we had a nice talk about a couple things. That was very pleasant and very nice. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed our time together. We stopped at a restaurant that they are very fond of, that I got to go to for the first time. Although the food that we had was not my first time eating it, as you can just get it in stores around here. And obviously, like, hey, I know freshly made is always... I get you. I got you, buddy. Obviously, freshly made at the actual place is going to be way better than anything you could just buy off the shelves at a store. I understand that. And it was. But it wasn't so vastly different that it was like, oh my god, if we're having this, we have to come here. Which I found to be a good thing, right? Because if it turned out that it was so much better than what we got, then that would have ruined it. And, like, every time we bought it, and like, had it for dinner, I just would have been sitting there like, yeah, but it ain't the restaurant. Like, it would have, like, lowered every other experience after that, right? So I'm actually kind of glad it didn't, like, blow me away. So that was very good. The place was very good. It was for as hyped up as they made it seem, as Mana made it seem. There were no other people there when we arrived. When we got there, I had to quickly go to the bathroom, and when I came back out, there was one other couple sitting there, and then as we were eating, one other dude came in and sat down and just said, "I'll have the regular." So, like, are you really a customer at that point if you could just tell them, like, I'll have what I always have, and they just know what you're talking about? Like, you're a wall fixture at that point, right? Like, you're a bench. So, wasn't super busy, which, again, I mean, you know, I have social anxiety, so I was happy about that as well. We had a very nice waitress. Mana got another compliment on her hair, and that started a whole fucking conversation. And so that was all very pleasant. Best part of the day, though. Best part of the day. So we're sitting there in a meeting, and with how we were positioned, like, when I looked at Mana, behind them were like the front windows of the restaurant, which, you know, then faced the opposite side of the street, and I kept noticing one of the shops over there, and so I took a good look at it, and it was this literal, like, small hole-in-the-wall shop that was a bookstore. And I knew they were going to be my kind of place, or at least our kind of people. They were going to be agreeable and likely very nice, as, like, on all of their windows were rainbow flags, were Black Lives Matter, every kind of support you could imagine for something that actually deserves it was there. So just as we're finishing up, we get a call from she gets a call from work saying that her the person that we were there to pick up from the airport, their flight got delayed by about an hour, so we had some time to kill, which got me excited. So we walked across the street and went to this bookstore, and guys, wow. You want to talk about, like, what most of us dream of in terms of like owning like this small esoteric bookshop in the corner of this place in like the older districts of like a city in these like seemingly crumbling but still safely sound to exist in buildings. Like the architecture everywhere was so nice. It was so gorgeous. Everyone there was super friendly. Again, it wasn't super busy, but there were people in there. They were just having conversation. It was such a pleasant atmosphere. The smell of like an old dusty building filled with books, new and old, was just, oh, it was so pleasant. Spent a lot of time in there, more money than I wanted to. Guys, books are so fucking expensive. Like, new hardcover books are anywhere from like $30 to $35, and even paperbacks now are like nearly $20. And like, again, I get it. Everything's more expensive now, and also, you know, I would hope more money. Like the more a book costs means that, you know, the writer and writers and like editors and everything are also getting more money. I would hope, you know, I hope it is still a sustainable career for people. Especially since I kind of want to do it with something. You know, there's all that. But it was such a good time. It was such a fun time in there. And I knew we were in trouble because one of the things we bought that Mono was almost like in tears of when she saw it was they had a Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck. So that got scooped up, like, fucking immediately. But yeah, it was a real fun time being in there. So we got done in there, headed to the airport to go wait for, like, maybe a couple minutes to pick her guy up. Then the day turned. If anyone has ever dealt with an airport before, even pre-COVID, you know what a fucking hassle that shit can be. And again, we had already gotten a call that his flight got delayed once. Most of you also know that, like, a flight almost never gets delayed once. Right? We get to the airport. The initial time that we were supposed to be there and why we left so early was he was supposed to get in at like 5:15, 5:30. Flight got delayed, turned to 6:30. We get to the airport at about 6 o'clock. We look at the flight arrival. 7:45. Yay. Shit. So we sit and we wait, and we wait, and we wait, and we wait. Thankfully, his flight did get in on that time. It never got delayed again. Flight arrived at 7:45. She got a text from the guy saying that they landed. However, someone in scheduling fucked up. Or somewhere along the way, things got fucked up. Because not only did their flight arrive at 7:45, 8 other flights arrived at 7:45. And we know that because we were waiting at baggage claim, and it was empty. It was literally dead. Not even... There were 2 employees throughout the entire thing, and they weren't even airport employees. There was an employee, one each, for 2 of the different car rental companies, okay? Most of the other ones were closed. There were only 2 open. Info desk was closed. Restrooms were closed for maintenance or whatever, which sucked for me. Now, the airport had bathrooms. There were 2 big problems with it, though. One, Due to the vehicle we took and a bunch of stuff that happened that day, I didn't have my wallet on me, which means I didn't have my ID on me, which means if for any reason I needed to, I would not have been able to get past security, okay? So only things pre-security, which nowadays isn't a fucking lot. It's like maybe some bathrooms and like restaurants, and that's like it, you know, like in like a bar. So, okay, you're probably wondering, Sirius, what's the fucking problem then? You just said that bathrooms were pre-security. You are correct, they are. However, I'm going to teach you guys another thing about me today. You're going to learn a little bit more about Sirius Brightstar. I have a fear of heights and severe vertigo. I am deathly, life-threateningly terrified of heights in very specific and strange situations. It makes things very difficult for me to do in terms of travel, in terms of just doing fun things wherever the fuck I go. I'll give you some specific examples of things that trigger it and restrict a lot of my access to things. I can almost never go and see a play or a production, you know, like a stand-up comedian or like a concert, because so when I say fear of heights, it's I don't know if there's if there's a specific name for the phobia I have. I'm sure there is. There's like literally tens of thousands of phobias with very specific names. The funniest one to me, by the way, and this is one of those like, oh, you learned that in like junior high or high school and you've just kind of kept that with you in your back pocket, huh? Yes. Do you guys want to know what there is a phobia for that essentially means the fear of long words. The name of it, the name for the fear of long words is Hippopotamonstrosesquidiliophobia. Who is the jackass who fucking named that? And by the way, there's an opposite. There's a term for the fear of short words, and it's like puphobia. Someone's an asshole, all right? That's all I'm saying. So anyways, I do have a, generically speaking, fear of heights. Like, I don't like being high up. However, there's very specific caveats to that, okay? Because I have zero problems flying. I have zero problems being, like, let's say I was in, like, you know, one of those skyscraper office buildings. If they were like, hey, you need to go to the 43rd floor, okay, I'd hop in that elevator, go up, no problem. I could stand at that window and look down and have no problem. I've been to Chicago before. I visited the Sears Tower. I had zero problems. I've been to St. Louis very often. I've gone up in the St. Louis Arch very often. I have zero problems getting in that tiny cramped elevator, going to the top, and leaning out and looking over that window. However, excuse me, I could not stand on the roof of a building. I'm trying to think of other... So I'll just get to the specifics, okay? Essentially what I'm getting at is, as long as I am in an enclosed space, I'm fine. I've never been in a Ferris wheel. Again, mostly because of this fear. However, if the Ferris wheel is one of those ones that's more of like a capsule than it is just, like an open basket, basically, I'm perfectly fine. I could see myself doing that and not really having a lot of issues. Maybe like a little bit like once the swaying started or whatever, but generally speaking, I'm fine. It's much more about the openness. However, I will also say, and this is where a lot of my problems, this is where it comes full circle, that doesn't necessarily mean that just because I'm inside, I'm okay. I have a fear of, I guess, wide open spaces, especially with heights. What I mean by that is, and this is what fucked me up pretty much regularly, school gymnasiums. Big open rooms with a super high ceiling. Every time I was in one of those rooms, I wanted to kill myself. It's that if anyone has a phobia or a powerful fear, that feeling, that's what I would get every single second that I was in a space like that. And what really triggers it is like one of the things I could not do, I cannot do in those sorts of spaces is this. I can't look up. For some reason, I looking up in one of those spaces makes me want to cry. Like I feel like I'm going to die. I've never had a gun pulled on me. I've never been chased by someone with a knife. So, obviously I can't make that comparison. But I feel like that is the comparison. Like, that feeling of I am going to die. That's what I feel. I wish I could explain it. I can put into words what's going through my head. But... And here's why I usually don't. Because it sounds ludicrous. Here's why I say it's a phobia. Because most of the time what defines a phobia is that it's irrational. It is an irrational fear. Your rational mind knows factually that nothing's gonna happen. Or that you're not actually in danger. Or the thing that is going through your mind is an impossibility. It can't happen. But that misfiring, incorrectly wired part of your brain that's given you this phobia just says, that don't fucking matter. So here's what goes through my mind. I think that if I'm in that space and I look up, I'm going to, beyond all logic, gravity will stop working, but only for me. I will float up to the ceiling, and then it will start working again, and I'm going to fall to my death. Every single time. That's what it is. That's literally the stupidest thing ever. But I cannot rationalize myself out of it. I just can't. And it has ruined so many things. So often in gym class, like when we would do stuff like volleyball or basketball, I would ask to go to the nurse. I would fake an injury. I would fake sickness. I would do whatever I could to not do it. And obviously, I didn't get out of it 100% of the time. Sometimes I just had to fucking do it. And everyone would be confused. They'd be screaming at me like, why the fuck are you not looking up? Like, like when we were going for the ball, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I couldn't explain it to anybody. How the fuck, you guys know how high school is. How the fuck am I supposed to go to a teacher or my friends or whatever and be like, yeah, I literally can't do it. I'm afraid of looking up. They're gonna be like, shut the fuck up. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're making up an excuse, just get back in there, like, whatever. So it was hell. And I'm sure that had a lot to do with like with how inactive I was as well. Because like if I had none of those problems, like, I like playing basketball, I like playing volleyball, I would have zero issue doing so outside. I'll play volleyball all day, I'll play basketball all day. Really, like, I do enjoy playing both of those sports. Put me inside a gymnasium, I would rather fucking die. So, bringing it back around to why any of this is relevant. To go, basically combining these two fears, like just a generic fear of heights and this weird phobia I have, the types of places that combine these two things are unfortunately very widespread and common. Now, the exact thing that gets to me is essentially, I guess what you could call it is like I have a fear of ledges, of basically like a sudden drop off, even with like a railing. Every time I think about it, I'm like, what? Like the only thing that would make me comfortable is if something went above my head. I'm over 6 foot. That doesn't really happen a lot. And I'll tell you where I deal with it the most. Malls. If I'm traveling somewhere and someone is like, "Hey, do you want to go to the mall?" I have to say, "Give me a second. I gotta look it up." Because there's essentially like two types of malls, right? I have to look up if a mall has multiple floors. If it does, if it just says like everything's on one floor, fucking yes, I will absolutely go. I love mall walking, actually. Like, I love being in malls. And it has nothing to do with shopping either. Like, I don't have to spend a fucking dime. I just like walking around malls. If the mall has multiple floors and they are all closed, like it's all just like individual floors, again, fucking great. I've got no goddamn problem. If it's the alternative, which is where I start to have a problem. So here's where the types of place I have the problem. If it's a mall with multiple floors, and the second or third or fourth, like multiple floors are a floor in that the space where walking traffic goes, like where you walk, is just like a walkway, like 10 feet, like however many feet wide. It does not fucking matter to me. And then it's just, like a railing, but it's open to where like, like the center of the mall is just a big open space, and it just goes to the first floor, like to the ground floor. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I cannot be in those types of spaces. The Mall of America is like that. That was a terrible day for me because we were there all day. There's a mall in the city where I'm from, Buffalo, called the Galleria Mall. I won't go there. It's set up like that. There's a mall in the city where I went to college that is set up like that, except for like 5 fucking floors with just escalators in between. I very rarely went there. Again, only if I had to. Bringing it back around town to why I brought any of this up. The airport where we were at
That's
was...
quite mental. I know people have height issues, but yours is something else.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think I'm going to die when I'm there. Again, I'm already so triggered when I'm there, but like if I'm dealing with that situation and just trying to like mentally just like focus on like where I'm walking, not looking at the ledge or anything, when I see other people who, you know, are normal just walking up to the ledge and like, oh, like looking over, I want to scream. It triggers me like even further. Like I Final Fantasy limit break and my anxiety goes to even new fucking heights. And it sucks because there's a lot of places like that. For example, airports. So the issue was we were waiting for this length of time, and I really had to use the bathroom. But the bathrooms on the floor we were on, which was the ground floor, were closed for restructuring. And the only bathrooms that were open were up on the second floor, and I didn't even have to go up there. I could see what the layout was like, and I was like,
hello, leave
nope.
man.
Hi, Tori. Yeah, so I just didn't go. And what sucks even more, like, in a lot of those situations, like, you know, I don't, at the moment, I don't really fly a lot, so great, I don't really have to deal with it a lot. We don't have any of those sorts of malls around here, so I don't really have to deal with it. The one that we travel to...
mentally prepare myself to leave the house to go to my local shop. I have to set a time and spend some time psyching myself up.
I thankfully, so you know, as I said earlier, and I've been open about it, like I, you know, have social anxiety as well. Thankfully, though, my social anxiety is much more narrower in that it's more of just about like parties or it got triggered a lot when I went to like junior high dances and things like that. But I'm fine like with public, like I have zero problems just going out. Like I said, I like mall shopping, and that's like as public as you can get. I'll get frustrated in public with, you know, like slow people or you know, things like that, but not like a fear. Most of my issue, like going out on some days, is more of just I think more of a side effect of like my depression. It's just like I don't have the energy to like go and do just this even like basic chore. So it's more of like an energy thing. But I sympathize. You know, again, like obviously, like I understand thinking about doing something and having a soul-crushing fear, and needing to do something about that. So I get it. The other time that a lot of this comes up in my adult life, you know, because like thank fucking God I'm not in school anymore and don't have to deal with like gymnasiums and shit like that. The time that it comes up that is real unfortunate, because a lot of the things I would like to do are kind of tied into this. Again, is theaters. Not movie theaters, Although I'll give an example of that. Um. Sorry, hold on. Mana messaged me, and it's not. It's fine. It's just about dinner, but I can't. Same time. Yeah, I love plays. We went to them a lot when I was a kid, growing up. My dad and I actually volunteered as ushers at a local theater, and that was always nice. So we basically got to see a lot of local plays for free. That was really cool. But as some of you would imagine, if any of you have ever been in a space like that or even seen them, it's also a big, wide, open space with a very high ceiling. I cannot be in the balcony, and even on the the bottom floor. I can only do it if there are seats that actually sit below the balcony, so that there's something above me. And I've been in a couple of those situations where basically I wasn't able to enjoy what was going on because of like where I was sitting. Two big ones that I can think of. Years ago, one of my friends won tickets like in a radio thing, as a prize. Won 2 tickets to see the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which was phenomenal. I love the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Not just, I love all of their stuff, not just the 2 or 3 songs everybody knows, not even just their Christmas stuff. The concert we went to, actually, was based off their Beethoven album, not their Christmas stuff. Although, of course, they played, Carol of the Bells and Wizards in Winter, the 2 that everybody knows and everybody loves, which is fine. They're phenomenal songs. But I like most of their stuff. Unfortunately, the tickets were in the balcony, and so I was having an anxiety attack the entire length of the show and couldn't enjoy myself. So that experience was ruined because of it, and it's honestly, whenever I recall that memory, I don't recall the happiness of seeing the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I don't recall
I've had
the...
that too. Especially with balconies, I just get almost instant panic and I have to step back. If I'm on the ground floor, I can usually beat it, but balcony seats mess with me.
Yeah. So, weird thing, and maybe it's because it was outside. Your place never messed with me. Again, inside, I never have an issue, but, standing, outside your door, I can do that, and I have no fucking clue why. I think maybe because it was only the 2nd floor. I'm trying to imagine, one more floor, the 3rd floor, and I don't really think I could do it, but standing outside your place, I never really had too much of an issue. So unfortunately, that's just all I can, whenever I recall that memory, that's that feeling I get, is just the fear I felt the whole time, not the fact that I was seeing one of my favorite, are they called a band? One of my favorite musical groups. Wasn't that I was with a friend.
My door there was always a roof or ceiling.
Yeah, actually, I think that was it. Was that I had something relatively close to my head, so that probably helped a lot.
You'd hate being in a glass elevator with me then. I hate heights, but I'm the guy who jumps up and down.
That would do it. I think just being in the...
You're a monster.
The glass elevator situation would depend on where we were... would depend on where the elevator was taking us. So another example of my fear. A lot of those, open atrium hotels where like all of the next floors are, again, just like a very small walkway. Hate those places. Hate it, hate it, hate it. And of course, those are usually the places with a glass elevator. So in that situation, yeah, like just doing it, like the elevator ride itself, I don't think is what scares me. It's the fact that I know where we're going is going to be a place where I'm going to be terrified. But the elevator itself, no. The jumping doesn't necessarily scare me. It's more of like, I know what could happen in terms of like, hey, if you keep fucking around, like, you have no idea how old or out of date or terrible this elevator is. You could be joking around and then one final jump is just fucking it and you've killed literally everybody in here. So it's more about that, which I think is legitimate. I, like any rational person, definitely get a little afraid whenever I'm in an elevator and it jostles a bit, or the stopping of it. You hear some, squealing of metal or things like that. It's like, oh, okay.
It's more, I will throat punch you if you jump one more fucking time.
Yeah. But like I said, like that so much isn't bad. Like, again, I have no problem with elevators because, on the whole, they're an enclosed space. And so that's why I say, like, a glass elevator as a concept itself doesn't scare me. It's more of just where glass elevators usually are. And that's, they're usually made of glass so that you can see out and see the big, wide, open space. And that's what scares me. Knowing where the elevator is taking me. What was the other example I was giving? The other time that my fear kind of ruined things was on my honeymoon. As a present for our honeymoon, one of Mana's aunts got us tickets to see Wicked. And it was incredible. Loved the show. But the tickets were ground floor and very close to the stage, where nothing was above us. And I remember we walked into the theater, and again, this is our honeymoon. Like, Mana already knew about all my dumb shit by that point. We walk in, both of it, we take a look at where we're gonna be sitting, and I just freeze. And she, bless her heart, she looked at me, she's like, "Are you gonna be okay?" I was like, "No, but what the fuck am I gonna do about it?" I was like, I'll stick it out. And we sit down, and again, show hasn't even begun, and I am death gripped on her hand and on my seat, and just shaking and sweating, and I have to diarrhea shit. And eventually she's just like, I can't remember if she said something or I said something, but it was basically just like, "Hey, this isn't okay. Let's figure something out." God bless the staff members at that place, because I think it wasn't until intermission. So basically half the show I was just having a panic attack. Oh, you know what made it fucking worse? I don't know if any of you have ever seen Wicked, but there is a part where the main character goes flying on a broom. So I am already drenched in shit sweat and just vibrating with panic, trying not to look up as much as I can, and just focusing as much as I can on the stage without looking up to trigger my panic. And now I have to watch someone flying over me, and it makes it so much worse. Thankfully, that song is right before the intermission, so that happens. Intermission, I get up and I sprint the fuck out of there. I go and I have my panic diarrhea, and I come back, and both my wife and I are we need to figure out something if I'm gonna still be here, because I can't do that. I can't go back in. So we go and we tell the staff as nicely as we can, and when I say we, I mean Mana. because I was so embarrassed, and I was so, like, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna, like, I'll just stay out here or something. Like, I'm sorry for ruining this. Or I was like, no, I'll suck it up, and, you know, we only got, like, another hour or so, like, I'll just deal with it. And they were like, no, like, I'm gonna go talk to someone. And they did. And they had zero issue just setting up a chair for me at the back, which was under the balcony. Like, it was just like the walkway where everyone proceeded to come in to go to their seats. They were like, oh, absolutely, we don't want anyone being uncomfortable. So they just set up a very, like, comfy seat for me. And I sat back, and I had a blast with the rest of the show. My biggest disappointment about it was that I wasn't with Mana for the rest of the show. Like, she went back to her seat, which was, like, I told her to. Like, it wasn't like I asked her to sit back with me, and she was like, no, I'm gonna go to my seat. Which, even still, like, I would have been a little disappointed, but I wouldn't have blamed her. Like, again, like, we got these tickets as a present from her aunt, who she loves. Like, I wouldn't have blamed her for a second. But I told him, I was like, no, like, go enjoy the show. I'm sorry it won't be without me, but I'm not having you sitting at the back if you don't want to. Go enjoy the show up with the good seats. I'll be back here enjoying myself. So while, of course, it sucked that we were on our honeymoon, and here's this big part of it, and we're not really sharing it because of my fucking broken-ass brain, we still both enjoyed the show. Like I said, the staff was very nice. They you know, the person who was helping us was, you know, asking, like, are you okay now? Would you like a water? Like, do you need anything to drink? Do you need anything else? So, you know, it was a pleasant experience after the fact. But yeah, so that's a couple situations where that sort of shit has reared its ugly fucking head. That was a tangent. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about the airport. Man, I completely fucking forgot why I even brought that up. But yeah, so essentially we were in this airport for what we thought was going to be like 30 minutes at most for him to get his baggage, and we ended up not leaving the airport till like 9:30 at night. We didn't get home until 11:30 last night. I don't know if any of you were in the Discord, but I like, the last thing I did before passing the fuck out was sending a message to Discord saying I was back home, and then I was gone. Wait a minute, no. Something happened after that. Oh, Tori, you were drunk as fuck. Was that last night?
Yep.
How are you feeling? You know, granted, we're you know, it's already 5 o'clock for me the next day. Was this so? I'll ask to and if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. Was this just a, hey, it's Saturday night, let's have fun and get drunk, or like, was this a, hey, I need to get drunk tonight? Also, I didn't know you were already in your own apartment. It's been a while. It's kind of been a minute since we, like, just chatted, huh? Because I thought you were still, where you were before. I didn't know you were already in an apartment. I didn't know you had a fucking roommate. Because I was gonna ask you whether, like, things were getting serious enough with that guy that you were seeing, if you were, like, going to move in with him instead, but I guess you'd already done the move-in part, huh? How's that going? Again, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But,
my sister and I went to a wine and music thing, but we didn't like it, so we bought a bottle and got drunk.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Do you just have the one sister, or do you have two? For some reason, I feel like you have two sisters. One older and one younger.
Just one.
What the fuck am I thinking of? Do you have a cousin that visited or something? I could have...
Ye.
Okay. Okay, maybe that's just where my memory was getting confused. Gumber, what about if you're still here?
Don't ever accuse me PF having middle child energy again.
Hey, if the shoe fits. You just, I mean, let's be honest, you kind of got that, you know, you kind of got that baloney energy. You know, like there was a piece of bread that came first, and then there was you, and then, you know, parents decided let's close up this child sandwich with another piece of bread, but you're that, you know, bologna or ham, turkey, chicken. Maybe it's a vegetarian sandwich, I don't know. Don't take this offensively, but you seem like someone who would be vegetarian but isn't. I don't know if that's an aesthetic thing or what. Yeah, Gumber, if you're still here, if you're still in chat, what about you? Do you have any siblings? You sharing the fam with anybody, or is it just you? Are you still live? You're not. Okay. I felt kind of bad because like 15 minutes before I went live, I saw you went live, and I was like, okay. Like, I was like, okay, guess they won't be in chat today, yet here you are. So I'm wondering if you, like, went live, then saw me go live, and were like, oh, fuck this. Like, I don't want to pressure you into thinking you gotta be here. Like, if you're doing your own thing, you do your own thing. Or maybe you accidentally went live, I don't fucking know. Also, what do you mean, no? Yes, you do. It's not an insult. Do you want me to explain what I mean by baloney energy? Because it's fine if you do.
Sure.
Okay. Let me think of it first. Because I wasn't really thinking too much when I said it. It was more of a gut feeling thing.
That's
so let's shut the fuck up. I'm getting to it. You seem like you've had that middle child experience and are therefore developed a personality and a style that was intended to separate yourself from your siblings so that you stood out amongst them and didn't just become that middle child. Is that fair to say? And again, I mean none of this as an insult. It's not an insult. I don't mean it insultingly. It's also not necessarily complimentary. It's more just statements of fact. So
I'm too annoying my friends to be middle child.
Yeah. Yeah, the more I think about it, you definitely are, like, second child.
You say as you wear the leaf I requested you to wear.
Hey, listen. Oh, listen. I got that only child energy, though. That's what that is. Streaming is an only child energy, isn't it? Just needing the approval of so many different people that you just don't know. Wanting to surround yourself constantly with other people because you're just tired of, I'm gonna say this, but it's going to sound very sad, and I don't mean it to be, but you're tired of like sitting alone. Like, yeah, that's I think that's why, like, growing up, why I was so much more affected by like friends canceling plans or things having to move around or shit like that, because like there was no like alternative for me. Like if I had plans with friends, or like if I was gonna do something with friends and then it ended up not happening, like what the fuck's my night then? I don't have another, like, I couldn't even, I couldn't go to like a, and I understand now that like this isn't something that a lot of siblings do anyways, but I didn't have that option of going to like, yeah, there weren't people at home I could like go and hang out with. Like, obviously there were my parents, but like, I don't see a ton of people doing that.
Had the same thing when I lived by myself.
Yeah. So just imagine that, but your entire life. Now, for those of you that really, really know me, you know that I do have a half sibling. But they are much older than me, 700 miles away. And we've not that I think anyone in my family's ever going to see any of this, but we don't talk. Not like we were not in terms of a situation where like we refuse to talk. We just don't. We've never really connected. And I have my reasons. Maybe they have theirs. I don't know. As I said, we've never really talked like that. So I most of the time I just kind of forget that I technically have a sibling. I love to death my nieces and nephews though. Again, we don't really talk, and they're closer to my age than I am to like their fathers. So maybe that has something to do with it too. But yeah, I've never really had the sibling situation.
I'm gonna jet. Have a good day.
Oh, okay. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by. Thanks a lot for...
Or else. What face?
Yeah, you too. Is that a threat?
That's a threat.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, Slurpee boy.
Don't ever call me that again. I legitimately don't care how close we are. I miss being able to hang out with you. Do you know... And again, it's still like a month away. Are you still going to likely be available to come for that visit at the end of July? Do you remember that we had that conversation?
Yes. Maybe.
Great.
Nulu.
Well, now you're just all over the place. Now I don't know where you're coming from.
Sorry I am around. Just keep nodding off. Been a long day.
No, you're good, man. I understand that you're like 6 hours ahead of me. Did I have anything else to talk about? Oh, yes I did. I watched I think it's independent. I watched an anime movie with Mana the other day. And I kind of wanted to talk about it. Because okay, it was made by Toho. So I don't think it was... Wow, the Japanese title is so different. Okay. Mana and I watched this anime movie the other day. Called... Oh, let me bring it up for you guys. Called Bell. Belle. And as you would likely imagine, because of that name, it does indeed. It was inspired by the story of Beauty and the Beast, with hints of inspiration from the Disney movie. It, in my, before I go into this is opinion. Do not take any of these as my, as statement of facts. Obviously, with media, everyone can have their own opinion. I didn't really like it. Like, at all. Mana thought it was okay. She really didn't like the ending. I didn't see the ending because we started watching it and then realized this movie is 3.5 hours long. We were sitting there watching it. Started
That's excessive.
Sure fucking was. Anime, it's I'll say it's a gorgeous movie. Very well designed. The music in it is great. Super catchy, super original. Love the music and the score of it. That's about where it ends in terms of my praise for it. Because we sat down and started watching it, and at some point I was just like, I paused it for something because it was going on for so fucking long, and I was just like, how through this are we? And I paused, and we were about an hour 45 minutes through it, and with the little thing at the bottom, I was like, oh my god, we are halfway through this fucking film. So we made and thankfully, because I thought she was like super into it, like, because she'd been asking me to watch this for like 2 weeks, longer since she found out about it, which was fine. If you know Mana and I, we connect very deeply, individually with Beauty and the Beast and together. It means a lot to us. A lot of our wedding was themed after Beauty and the Beast. But this, like I said, we were like we were both like, is this fucking even close to over yet? And then we found out we were halfway through, so we were like, okay, we're done. So we stopped the movie for the night, and then I found out on our drive back home yesterday when we were talking about it that she had finished the rest of the movie the next day by herself, which again I was fine with. I wasn't enjoying myself, and I'll tell you why. And also take this with keeping in mind that we were watching the dub of it, not the original Japanese with subtitles. We were watching it with the English voice acting, okay? So maybe some things kind of got lost in translation. But I don't really think they did. So, what I didn't like, because I've already gone over what I did like, and unfortunately it was brief. Like I said, I like the character design, you can see some of it here, and I really like the music. The story, again, you can see the major beats that they take from the story everybody knows of Beauty and the Beast. You can for sure see the inspirations. Again, one of the characters is just called the Beast. The main character, her name, technically speaking, is Belle, and I'll get to why it's technical. And there's a Gaston-like character. And on the whole, that's kind of where the similarities end. Yeah. So like I said, besides the fact that it is drawn out, let me give you the breakdown of the story itself. So, obviously, again, with this being an anime movie, it does take place in Japan, and in this new virtual reality world that's just called U, like the letter U, has come out. And it's one of those, advanced VR things where it's not, you don't need a headset, you don't need to move, basically. And they show it in the film. You put in these, what are essentially just like Bluetooth headphones, and it reads your biometric data, and then projects you, into this world. So there's no, you don't get to choose what you look like. From what I think it shows in the movie, you basically upload a picture of yourself, and with that data, along with the biometric data that this technology is receiving, it creates an avatar for you. Basically, the only choice you have is your name. So that's like what you're seeing on screen. Like, these are the main characters, but this isn't literally them. This is a virtual reality projection of them, and the virtual world that they, where the bulk of the story takes place in. The main character is this young girl whose mother died, and she actually died saving the life of another little girl about her same age, and her mother was a songwriter. And so the main character, and again, a lot of this isn't explained, but she can't sing. And I, again, only seeing the half of the movie that I did, I don't know if they explain it as she can't sing in that she doesn't have the fucking talent and she just sounds terrible, or the trauma of her past has made it to where she, you know, like she's too terrified to do so. But one way or another, she can't sing. But then she goes into You, creates this character named Belle, and she can sing again. In the digital world, and like becomes an overnight sensation because of her singing. So then one day while performing this like virtual concert, it's interrupted by this character named the Beast, who's running away from the authorities because he's basically been going around and fighting other avatars and like either destroying them or I don't fucking remember. It just hit me. I don't want to talk about this. And what I mean by that is, like I said, this is a 3.5-hour film. It is just getting you to the point where I stopped is so dense with explanation. There's just it. I recommend, if anyone listening to this is interested or curious, I recommend watching it just so you can form your own opinion. It was, like I said, it's so drawn out.
Sounds like it would be better as a comic.
For sure would have. Yeah, if this had been a show or a comic, I think it would have done much better. That being said, I don't think I would have watched more. I actually probably would have watched less. Because if it was literally this movie, but you just chopped it up into, 20-minute segments, I probably would have watched, like, maybe I would have watched the first episode, realized I didn't like it, but been like, I'll watch the second episode, struggled through that one, and then just been like, alright, I'm done. Because that would be what? 3.5 hours is 60, 120, 180 is like let's say 230 minutes divided by 20, so that's like 11.5 episodes, which is actually, I've watched a lot of those are actually some of my favorite anime series. Some of my favorites are those like 10 to 12 episode series, and then like there's no more seasons or anything. It's like that's the whole story and that's it. Which, if that's literally what this was, just this entire movie but cut up into episodes, I don't know how many I would have watched, but it wouldn't have been many. It wouldn't have been as far into the film as I would have gotten. Like, if I knew I just had to keep watching this and was like, when is this going to start? Then I probably wouldn't have. It's just so there's like these subplots and side characters and everything that, like, when I was listening to Mana explain the rest of the film yesterday, when she told me about two of them and she told me how their story resolved, I was just like, I was like, so what was their point in the movie? And essentially her answer was just, oh, well, as supporting cast. And they had one small thing to do with like some of the ending, or like getting the main character to the ending, like to the resolution. But it wasn't like their absence would have honestly been noticed. Like there were so many characters that just like didn't mean anything, and there was just so much that just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. There was a lot of like, why is this here?
Characters shouldn't be tools for plot.
Well, first of all, that, yeah, like they shouldn't be. Like, they should,
It
you know...
doesn't make for a good story.
Well, it doesn't make for a good story, and they should be able to exist as characters on their own. Like, you should enjoy them not being the main characters. But, like, there were just so many characters in this, I was just like, why the fuck are they here? Like, what's your purpose? Turns out there wasn't one. Now, one of my other major gripes about the movie... and this is why I specified that we watched the dub, not the sub, is, in my opinion, I really disliked the acting. The characters sounded disinterested. It sounded so unnatural. And I get it's anime, but, like, even then, like, they just sounded unnatural. They sounded disinterested. It was bad. Like, when you don't like how the main characters sound, it kind of makes it rough. And some of the, like, the voice acting for the Beast while in, like, this virtual world was laughable. It sounds like when I'm going to say it in a particular way that's going to sound very offensive, and for all maybe it is, but as soon as I say it, you're gonna understand what I'm talking about. It sounds like someone with autism trying to be threatening. For this, I will pull up a clip real quick.
So under-emotional.
Under-emotional... Well, if you mean for what I just said, like, the beat... Not under-emotional, it's... Whenever you hear it, you're gonna know exactly why I described it that way. Alright, I'm gonna pull this up. I have no idea... I can't remember if you hear him in this clip or not, but... here we go. This is when he's introduced in the movie. This is the concert that he crashes.
It's an ugly monster that lives in you.
Who is that?
We showed up a few months ago in the martial arts arena. Oh, he holds the record for the most consecutive wins.
But he fights dirty.
What do you mean by that?
Breaks down.
By the way, I'm gonna one of my other major complaints about this movie. So you see his cloak cape thing, right? And you see those markings on his like the pattern on it, right? If you saw that, how would you describe it? Like those right there. How would you describe those? If you had to use, like, one word. These things that, again, are on his cloak.
Who are all those other guys?
The justices.
An order in you.
Is that
I don't know, just a vague design.
Do you know what they're supposed to be? Bruises. That's what they are in the film. Bruises.
What?
Yep, I'll get to it. Sorry, there's a good shot of them there too.
Was that necessary?
He's gone too far, like he always does. Always the center of attention.
It's so bad. The acting is so bad.
I can't hear them.
Oh, the music. Sorry, I forgot about it.
Gone too far.
Was that?
See it. These right here, they're supposed to be bruises. And again, that's in this digital world where they're on his cape and essentially more or less just look like like an abstract, painting, it just meant to be like a design, maybe vaguely flowers or something. People see that and are immediately like, oh, look at the bruises on his back. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Anyways.
Was that necessary?
He's gone too far, like he always does. Always the center of attention. You ruined Bell's concert. Are you gonna fix it?
Hey. Just who are you?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, okay, so you at least saw a part of that. Ooh, is this gonna be in English? Nope. It's so. No, I think that's a concert too. I wish there was a clip. Wish there was a clip that showed his voice. I can't tell if that's the one we just watched or not. Yes, I think this is the exact one we just watched. So I'm gonna.
The sound is still super quiet.
Gotcha. Ooh, maybe this will do it. Okay. Let's see if this works. Not the best quality, but and like so like in that he's shouting, so it doesn't seem that bad, but like so okay, I can do the voice that the Beast like that they use for the Beast in this movie. So you'll understand it. God, this is so embarrassing because it's so cringy. Throughout the film, he talks. No, because that's too good. That's not even. I'm more threatening than him. Nah, I can't do it. This sounds. I know how this is gonna sound. I can't do it as bad as he does. When I try to do the voice, it just kind of actually sounds actually threatening. it's bad. Just I guess take my word for it, or like I said, try and find it somewhere yourself to watch. Or hope someone has it to like borrow or something. Okay, music in it is great. Oh, especially this guy. This character.
Pirate that.
Not that you're seeing it. This guy right here in the film. Boy, his English voice acting is fucking terrible. Oh, well, it's the Japanese, so. It's just not good. Unfortunately, I can't find any like real good examples of anything, but there it is. Yeah,
That's said because the concept sounds cool.
Yeah, whenever I heard anime movie adaptation based on Beauty and the Beast, and I heard the music, I was like, wow, this looks really fucking cool. Then it wasn't. And again, even Mana, like they said they enjoyed most of the movie. It was mostly the ending. There was stuff about the ending that they really, really didn't like. So yeah. That's that. Time is it? All right, guys. Well, I think we're gonna end it there for today. Hey, we got through one full week of streaming every single day. And I'm still good. Honestly, the only difficult part of it is just mostly thinking of stuff to do every single day. We didn't do, I think we only did like one episode maybe this week of the Pokemon Blue Nuzlocke. I promise if people are liking it, we'll get back to it. I actually may start up a playthrough of Sword and Shield again. I don't know if that'll be Nuzlocke or not. I think I may just play it for fun. So we may do that. But yeah, guys, I'll be live tomorrow. Same time, same place. If you haven't already, come and join our community. We have a Discord server now. A link for that is in the About section on the channel, along with the link for donations. If you haven't already, join the Facebook and the Twitter. That's the best and easiest way to keep up to date with everything on the channel. We also have a YouTube channel where the VODs for every stream go up by 10 a.m. the next day. Although I think I kind of forgot to upload yesterday's. I don't remember. I'll have to check. No, actually I know I didn't, because I ended stream yesterday and then immediately left and was gone until 11:30. So yesterday's isn't up yet. I'll just say like that'll be up tomorrow along with the VOD for today. So if you're interested in going back and seeing any of that, or just again further supporting me and the channel, go to the YouTube, give it a subscribe, like and comment on the videos, you know, all the normal YouTube shit. Other than that, guys, that'll be it for the day. Thank you for everyone who was here, for everyone who stuck it out and was here for the whole time. As always, I couldn't be doing this without you guys. I absolutely love every single one of you and appreciate everybody for your continued support, for everybody being here. Thank you guys so much. That'll be it for the day. I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you too. And I kept it on the whole fucking stream. You're welcome. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.